Alright, hello and welcome to the most epic menu ever in any video game ever. This game is Dungeon Lords. After doing the there's only 200 Pokemon video, I don't know what to do with that time slot anymore. So I'm just going to be trying stuff for a bit and we'll see what happens. I really want to talk about this game. So I think I'll do a sort of combination of a playthrough and talking about it as I play through it is the idea. This is a very long game, so I'm not sure if I'll keep going with this. I'll just go as I go and see what happens. Explain at least the intro to this game, because I think the start is very important to understand. I don't like it when people spoil or say, like, you know, there's a lot of videos on YouTube, what I wish I knew before I started playing. This is a game which apparently has credits if you spend too long on the opening menu. I've never done that before, which you might actually need that for. So, because there's a lot of unexplained systems, there's a lot of broken jank. This is the gold edition. I don't know how you will acquire the gold edition, but it's the only edition worth playing. Do not get the version on Steam. Do not get the 2012 or 2015, whatever it was called, version. They're all terrible. This is the only version worth getting, which is the version which wasn't the original, but they fixed a couple of the bugs, but they didn't ruin everything in the process of fixing the bugs. It's a hard game. It's a hard game to run in the first place anyways. Even this version is very janky, which is part of why I want to play it, because I want to show off some of the jank, to show you how to avoid soft locking your game, which is one of those I wish I had known ahead of time things, which is actually something that you wish you knew ahead of time. So, first of all, there's a lot of races in this game. Males and females are a different race from each other, and you might think it's just aesthetic. It's not. There is a little stat difference there, but that is not the only difference between them. They actually can get females, so when you play this game, play as a female. There's a whole set of classes in the game, like half the classes in the game are only available to women, and there's no male exclusive classes that I'm aware of. Do not play as an Urgoth. No matter what you do, you can't actually beat the game as an Urgoth. They start out very strong, so you'll have a very easy early game, and then their scaling tapers off very quickly, and they become the weakest in the game about mid to late game. Now you think, okay, that's fine, whatever, but actually, if that was the only problem with them, then they'd be an interesting way to play the game for beginners or someone looking for a challenge run, or a speed run maybe. But that isn't the problem with them. The problem is that the models of the characters in this game are actually how big that model is. There's not hitboxes in this game, or not in the same way you'd recognize. So the male is slightly wider and slightly taller. That means he can actually fit through slightly less spaces, and also if he's trying to run across a ledge, he can run a little bit further out. That said, some of the models are a bit longer than they would seem like, so it gets a bit weird. But the Urgoth can't actually fit through a plot-critical trapdoor in the game, and so the quest cannot continue, and you're soft-locked. There is a way to work around that, which I will show when we get there. I'll switch back. You can essentially switch races using a little bit of a... It's not really an exploit, it's just a weird little workaround you can do. Dwarves, I've only ever played as one combination, actually. So dwarves, I don't know anything about. I don't think it tells really anything about the class here. But yeah, there's no point in playing anything but a female, so that's why I haven't played. Thralls, they are the only class which is inherently holy, which is actually fairly important. I believe, because they can cast a spell that, from the start of the game, which I didn't know it existed. I beat the whole entire game, never knew it existed. It's Water Walk. Walking through water is a nightmare. These guys can get it from the start of the game. They can also fly. But yeah, as I said, you should play as a female class. So I'll play as the same thing I always play as, which is an elf female. Okay. I don't believe there's a difference between left and right-handed. I think I normally play as left-handed for some reason. Now the classes, I've only ever really played as a thief, I believe. So I'll do something differently this time. Mages, everyone can cast everything in the game. So I think what I'm going to go for is an adept, because they do that holy magic I was telling you about, which hopefully I'll be able to take advantage of. Oh, your skin color is also your clothing color, apparently. Normally I play as a green-skinned elf, so maybe I'll go as like a little purple, pale, creepy emo elf this time. Do we have emo hair? That's fairly emo. I don't like how that looks at all, so that's a good start. And then go for the blue hair. Alright, here we go. And let's see here. So I think the most important skill, no, the funnest skill is athletics, because athletics actually changes, every skill you have actually changes how it works. So you unlock new ways to fight, like it says there, get an advanced combo strike. So you'll actually use your weapons in different ways if you level up your weapons. You will move in different ways and actually be able to jump more if you upgrade your athletics. So I'm always going to upgrade athletics. Inspect is for cowards who are bad at the game. I'll probably get it at some point. And these actually allow you to use the items, so you should get these. I probably went a bit too hard on athletics. And now I can't get any points in here either. But that's fine. I'll get those as I get those. Okay, so this game came out around the same time as Oblivion, but the game design philosophy is very different. For instance, this game, the guy is insane. Okay. So yeah, this one you can just move faster. There's no fast travel in this game, so moving faster can be quite good. And all these other things you can make up for with just pouring more damage into things, right? Luck, I don't actually know what that's about. That's probably for better loot and whatnot, but I'm always going to take the acrobat because I want to move faster, because I timed it once. If you want to walk, there's one quest where it's just like walk from this place to that place, 15 minutes. There's a way to move faster, but it's fairly late game. Okay. What do I want to name this person? Something edgy. Like Stellar Rose. I don't know, that feels right. Play this character. So you press escape or space to skip cuts. Pause, actually. Space pauses cutscenes. Which I think is a pretty cool feature, actually. Escape just completely skips them. And so basically the idea is that the Archmage was defeated, and so there's a huge army coming. We have no chance of defeating the army, so we have to free the the Archmage, so he can stop the army for us. Last time I played the game, that's annoying. Last time I played the game, I actually messed up, and I defeated the army on my own. So it is actually possible to defeat the army without the mage, but you don't get a special reward for it or anything. Now, that mouse flickering, I seem to remember there's a way to fix it. I don't remember. I'm using a wrapper right now to allow for this widescreen, which looks really weird. I might just switch to normal gameplay if this blinking continues. I think that's just this widescreen is breaking a lot of things. The problem with not being in widescreen, the reason I have this wrapper in the first place is actually because you can't tab out of this game. That's one of the many janky things about it. Everything breaks horribly. So I'm going to save game down here so I don't overwrite my other save, and we'll call it. And then I'm going to see what happens if I tab out. Okay, so I'm reloading, and while I'm here, I want to show you something. This is another very important feature of the game that will prevent it from breaking horribly, which is here, random encounters. You can set your monster difficulty to whatever you want, normal, hard. Random encounters, set to less, and you will see why, because right now it's set on the lowest setting, right? There's normal, and then there's more. So right now it's set on the lowest setting. Keep that in mind for when I'm playing. Alright, well I fixed the portraits, but they still got the flickering mouse, so to fix the portraits, I'll show you what I did. So I'm not using the wrapper anymore, because it's a little bit out of date at this point. But yeah, I just lowered the resolution. Now to fix the flickering mouse, I will get back to you and see what I can do. Okay, I'm back. So the flickering's gone. I couldn't tell you why it's better. This is about 3 hours later. I've been trying a bunch of fixes, and I finally just reinstalled the game. And I thought it might be the recording program in the end, but it doesn't seem to have been the recording program, so I don't know what the problem was. And I also hex edited this version so that it would be widescreen like this, but it makes the UI tiny, so I'm not sure how I feel about it. It does improve the resolution to the point where, you know, things aren't pixelated, which is nice. I like, it looks a lot better this way. The fire looks way, way better, but I don't know. I couldn't find like a high resolution, non-tiny UI, and it also has the problem where I'm floating off my equipment screen, which is fine because I can just rotate the camera around to look at myself if I wanted to change clothes, like take off my shoes and whatnot. You got little sandals on or something. So yeah, I guess I'll just run it like this for now, and then if I really want it to be smaller, then I will, or I want the UI to be bigger, I'll just switch to bigger UI. So let's start by talking to Simon. So I was given a message to bring to Fargrove, and if I look at, I don't believe, oh, it's actually there. Can I read this? Oh, I don't think I've ever done this. So Sir Augustus has said that he wants me to come to the Temple of the Circene in the town of Fargrove. Yeah, and I think this is, like this sort of intro, right? It tells you everything you need to know without needing to see that intro cinematic. So I think, okay, that stutter there, that is an engine limitation. That always happens before this happens. Although it's not normally, I would say, that laggy. I think that was a little bit more than normal. Okay, hi, I'm back. So now we have a resolution that doesn't break the game. It's very small, but it doesn't break the game. And now one of the joys of playing Dungeon Lords is that you get to play it over and over and over again because that save just got corrupted. And it's a bug I've never seen before. So the takeaway there is when you save game, save to multiple save spots. You know, we'll save one here maybe. We'll call it no crashy. And then next time we'll save to a different slot. And so we never lose everything if we lose a save. All right. And now hopefully when we get attacked, the leg spike won't be as big now that we're using a smaller resolution. Now, flying units are actually very difficult to hit in this game. Yeah, it might not be. I had to choose different skills because I clicked around a bit differently on the skill screen. So if you see here, I now chose 1 in Celestial Magic, 1 in Armor, 1 in Defense, 1 in Parry, 1 in Light Weapons, instead of 2 in Athletics, because Athletics level 2 is very expensive. If you want to know, if you're playing along, this is the Collector's Edition, by the way, not the Gold Edition. This is called the Collector's Edition of the game, which is the version of the game you want to be playing. So there's a leg spike, which means we're about to be attacked. Or the goblins just loaded in. Which, you'll see that the city gate here is locked because of the king's daughter's run away.
By order of Lord Davamore, the town of Fargrove has been closed. The daughter of Lord Davamore is missing, and until she is found, no one gets in or out of Fargrove. Be off with you.
So now there's no way to get in, you're all sad.
You want to go to Fargrove?
But then...
I know a secret way. Follow me.
Wait, where is he? Where's Scorch? Scorch? I know he's supposed to be over here, but I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Okay. It's also running like a... He's very slow, man. But running a recording software along with this game is probably not doing it any favors. This game is a nightmare to get running in the first place. Forget recording it as well. Of course, it was all just an ambush. So blocking, I believe, stops 100% of the damage you take. However, everything in this game has durability. That's very loud. Oh boy. Okay, she sucks. Run away. Don't get shot. Run. Okay, I'm a fool. So here's the corrupted file. It's back. But all my other saves are gone now. So basically, I forgot about this error. I had seen it before. Whenever you run Dungeon Lords, make sure to run it in administrative mode. Otherwise, your saves won't load properly next time you play. And there's also separate saves for administrative mode run and non-administrative mode run. But all saves that are done in the non-administrative mode are on limited time, and they're going to disappear eventually. So I think I'll just cut ahead to this. So basically what I did last time is I went through this sneaky secret goblin ambush, and I just ran around in circles, basically. And I showed off the how ridiculous a lot of the features are. But I'll just... is my resolution messed up right now? I can't tell. It's fine. It's close enough anyways. And I will save game again. Last time I just had an extra save as no crashy here. And now we're going to be told we can't go into the city. If or not. Ooh, secret way. Thank you, Scorch. You're so kind. What a good man. Very slow walker. Yeah. How could this man betray me? He looks so trustworthy. And yeah, one thing you might notice, first of all blocking blocks 100% of damage, but it heavily damages your shield. And also there is complete friendly fire in this game. So if one of their arrows flies through the air and they walk in front of it, they'll get hit. The arrows are physical objects, so I can walk around them. And yeah, they can fly into their friends here. Yeah. Alright. And I'm going to cast that Celestial Healing spell I have, which I didn't do last time, and so I almost lost this fight. And as I said last time, you can't actually die in this game. You're like some sort of immortal being. I don't actually know the lore there. I never really paid. I beat the game. I never really paid attention to the lore. But if you die, just press R and you'll come back to life. But you'll lose some stats and all your experience. Like some attribute stats, not your... Jeez, this guy's got combos. If you move left and right, you'll attack left and right. If you move back, you'll do an overhead swing, which is the only way to attack flying enemies. And if you move forward, you'll do a little stab. Ow. And you slowly heal over time. So I can just stand here and recover my health. Or I can drink a potion. I don't believe opening your menu pauses time. We can test that, actually. Like, certain objects don't pause, but I think... yeah, they just go into, like, idle stance. Okay. So it does pause time opening your menu. I don't know about the equipment menu. That also pauses the game. But if he shoots me and I pause, it'll keep moving. Yeah, but one... So a little... here's the first exploit of the game, which makes this game so beautiful, is all the exploits. I said you heal over time, and I said the game goes into this weird idle stance when you open a menu. So if you open a menu, then you'll slowly heal over time. I don't know if I can look at my health right now. No, but it will slowly heal, so I can just sit here. And so this is a way you can beat basically any foe in the game that can't one-shot you, and you can get at least some damage off on. Although they might heal as well, I'm not 100% sure on that. Try this sword, just give it a shot. But yeah, I've got these potions here, which I could also add to my quick bar, I guess. I'll put the healing potion there. Cure, poison is really nasty in this game, but yeah, so these just take mana, which slowly refills over time. And again, I can sit around in my pause menu, let my mana recharge as well. So there's a lot of abuses in this game, put it that way. And I will show you all of them. Take that Scorch. Alright. And now we can go to Fargrove. This very spacious sewer. And there is a lever somewhere. There it is. And let's just shift interact with everything. There we go. I don't know where this gate came from, because I came from up above. I guess they didn't... Oh, I see what they did. They swapped me to a room where it's open. So that's the same room. I see. Okay. So now this is one of the many... So you walk very slow on water, as you can see, which is why playing as those little elf dudes that can fly or walk on water is very nice. And there's horrible, poisonous slimes all throughout here. So getting a ranged weapon is a great idea. Because, yeah, they make you cough and then you can't do anything for ages. Kind of stun lock you. And again, remember my spawn rate is on low. Most encounters in this game, there's some set encounters, but most encounters are random. So just keep that in mind while you see what happens in this game. And also keep in mind while I'm playing this that I'm showing that I love this game. This is one of my favorite RPGs. It's just a ridiculous mess of a game. But I wish that the creator, he was going to make another game called Orb and Throne or Orb and Scepter or something, which was going to be a sequel to this game. The one before this is called Wizards and Warriors, I believe. They're not set in the same universe even, but they're all the same designer, given free reign, and he's a one-of-a-kind guy, and I wish he had done more with games, but he's retired now, and I don't think he does games anymore. Alright, so the lockpicking in this game. It's kind of unique. I used to be very skilled at it. I don't know if I am anymore, and while talking, I don't think I'll be able to do it. I might have to be quiet while I try to lockpick. But it's very strange, so here, I'll show it to you. So basically, what happens is a little bar will come across here, and you have to hit the symbol as it goes across that bar. And right now, this one is very easy. It actually moves fairly fast a lot of the time. But there you go. Succeeded. And if you fail, it shows you what happens when you fail. If you have like a 1%... I used to be able to succeed with like a 99% chance of failure, which means it moves lightning fast and they're in a messed up order, and it's black, so you don't get to see it before it starts. You don't always get to see the symbols before it starts. That's based on your lockpicking skill. Oh, that's a dead one. Okay. And the other thing about these slimes is I don't believe they drop anything. So that's annoying on its own. And yeah, when you get experience, you can spend it immediately. Oh, this is my original character, so now I don't have the same stats I had before. Okay, so I guess I will try to get back my... It's very confusing having going back and forth between the characters. And you need keys for those locks. So these are all predetermined encounters. These ones, I think, like these would have happened anyways. This isn't random encounters here. You'll know it's a random encounter because the game freezes for a second. And yeah, a lot of these issues like freeze and stutter and not being able to tab out. Oh, okay, double tap is roll. Apparently. I guess I unlocked that with Athletics 1. That might come handy somewhere. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, now it's black. It says I only have a 10% chance of success. I need the sword and the beetle. The beetle. Oh. Okay. You know, like I said, I'm a little rusty. I'm trying to play and commentate at the same time, so I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to try again. Okay. Oh man, you got to be quick on those. Okay, again. I clicked that. I clicked that. Okay. You kind of have to lead it, I think. I think that's what's going wrong here. I'm not leading the... Let's try this one then. Maybe it'll be easier. Okay, that one I actually got. I definitely got that one. Okay, so what is going on now is that my Celestial Crystal is on cooldown because the mana is contained within the crystal, not within me. Arcane spells, I think, is where your own mana comes from most of the time. And am I going to take a healing potion for this? Yes, I am. Okay, and this time I'm going to get it. All right. Lead the shot. That's the secret. That's just... I think the resolution actually doesn't help because you have to move in time. So I'm just going to change the change some of the options around to hopefully make my mouse move a bit more responsibly here. Okay, it turns out random encounters were also set wrong actually, so thankfully we didn't see enough to really get the wrong impression of them. Yeah, I just changed the mouse sensitivity, so it's still a little low, but I used to play with very high mouse sensitivity, but it's not good for my hands, so I have to. I don't have the same health I used to, the real life health to play this game. Do I have to admit I'm an old man? Not yet. Not yet. I'll just crank the sensitivity up even more. Alright, here we go. Hopefully the sensitivity's set right this time. That feels a little bit better. It's still a little rough. Okay, you just gotta get the timing as well. Okay. But I set it to the highest possible, so if that doesn't work, I'm out of ideas. There we go. That seemed to help. Although it's also just the timing. Alright, so Shuriken Star. So that is a scroll, which means it's a one use, I believe, is how that works. Where'd that go? Potion, yeah. So it's a one use scroll there. Which will just be like a ranged attack, basically. I'm curious about that club. It was a staff last time I played. It was a magic staff, I believe, so I guess it's random. Medium weapon, which I have no skill at. And I'll take that again. Okay, there we go. And I can pop that open. What I would love to see happen is have a game that kept all the jank, like, you know, you pause and it's weird. And even like the big ogre thing, breaking the game and not being able to move forward. Like, keep all the jank that's part of the game, but all the crashing and the weird acceleration and the inability to do anything with anything, I'd like to see that fixed. Like the inability to tab out, for instance, right? That's not fun, that's just annoying. Okay, so what did that lever do then? It looks like way back at the beginning. There might be something over here. Okay, so maybe if I get both, that gate will open. It's been 2 years since I last played. Which is surprisingly recently, actually. And I didn't go very far last time I played. Right, that's the dive roll again. I don't know if dive rolling through water is faster. No, I think it slows you down, and either way. Okay, so blades will shoot out if I get this one wrong. It's the little running man. There we go. And I had to lower the mouse sensitivity again just so I don't make you guys sick when I'm turning the camera left and right. Okay, so like I said, bats, you have to walk backwards to hit, because that's the overhead attack. Preferably you have a ranged weapon. If you just walk back into a corner, it can also work. Or just walk down a hall. But yeah, if I just stand here, I don't think I'll ever hit them, because it's based on actually where you hit. So it might also be best to just ignore them. Okay, what do we got here? Right at the end. Ooh, that is a fancy looking axe. Maybe I should switch to 200 weapons. Got some Greenwich weed, whatever that is. Some putrid flesh. Okay. And I'll explain what all those do in a moment. That's part of the nether magic system, which is probably the coolest part of this game, even though it has a lot of cool things going for it. Like, the prestige classes are really neat. The special abilities in the game are really cool. Now, the problem for me is I'm going to try to play as a Valkyrie, because the last time the time I won, I played as one of the prestige classes, which was like the ninja, which kills things by punching them. It has a 10% chance to instantly kill whatever it fights, no matter what it is. Except for, I think the final boss you couldn't instantly kill. Because it took me like an hour to kill that thing. And I think I would have gotten the 10% proc by then. But the problem with that class is you don't actually have any weapons ever. You just fight barefisted all the time. So this way I actually get to see some gear, which would be neat. And the arrows, they do quite a bit of damage in this game, so... This is a very nasty section. Well, that one didn't. And yeah, everything that you can interact with at the bottom of the screen there, you just press shift to use. And then you can fall off. This is where having a wide character model, like an elf, I believe the elf woman in particular has a larger model than her base by quite a bit, whereas the little midget dude actually has a smaller one, so he can't jump across a lot of gaps in the game. Can I do this? Yes, okay. So that stops them from fighting. But doesn't stop me. Is there like a walking button? Because this is too much. This is too fast. I have to check if there's a way to walk in a moment. Let's see. Is walking an option? Right, there's a jumping attack. I forgot about the ninja kick, which is one of the things that the ninja could do, which is what I was. Okay. Are they all dead? No, they're just in the water now. Okay. I think there is fall damage in this game. I'm not entirely certain on that. I suppose what I could do to walk slower is just hold down my shield, right? Yeah, that would work. Okay. There is a secret area up there, I think. There's also a very dangerous area that I'm just about to come up on here. Which is... Oh, maybe it's a little bit further on. Yeah, okay. Or maybe it's not a secret area yet. I'm thinking of a different place. Okay, I don't think I can get up there. Oh, no, you can climb, right. Yeah, there's a lot of, especially when you get your athletics up, you can backflip up walls and stuff, because these aren't just textures a lot of the time. See, they're actually ledges, so you can climb stuff in this game. You're not supposed to, but you can. This is not a fancy parallax effect. This is actually a texture. A completely unnecessary texture. And that was me being able to get around that wall because, as you can see, so I'm over as far left as possible with the elf right now. So you can see her model's about twice as big as it should be. And the ogre is even bigger. Can just fit through the door. Is that a mage over there? No, not yet. Okay. Just a guy with a helmet. Do one of those. This is the secret area I was thinking of right here, I think. That sound effect I've heard elsewhere, and I can't place it. Ow. I'm just getting stun locked here. Okay. Not fair. Okay, what do we have here? Maybe a healing potion? There we go. I don't know how you go underwater again after having gone down. It's not a good place to be right here, though. But they'll actually fall in, I think. Maybe? No. Horrible little goblins. Alright, is there something I can do here? Parry. And light weapons. Now I can use my weapons better. Alright. Get me out of here. And I'm also going to use, let's see, so 2 to 4 damage. This thing, I still don't know how good it is, so I'm going to switch to the weapon I know. That doesn't give me a penalty. My belt's almost gone. Maybe I'll just show this guy who's boss. Yeah, 21 penalty. I don't think the penalty's worth it. But I should really go into medium weapons. I can just bait him away from... Now, baiting away from the pack in most games, this would be incredibly overpowered. But in this game, they'll just keep spawning in more. So, it doesn't really work as well as you might think it would. But I've now got myself a helmet, which is nice. Which nicely... actually fits on her head surprisingly well. Her hair comes out the back, but actually fits on her head at least. Okay. Now you can see, you can just see over there what I'm afraid of. If you can see it in the distance. I don't think it's... I think I'll take a potion. Oh, potions, I said potion to 8? Yeah. Alright. Alright. I actually think the combat system in this game is one of my favorite. I think Chivalry kind of does something similar. But yeah, steady. This is the most terrifying thing in the game. That will one-shot me. That's a ballista. And they move decently fast. If I can get, like, them hit with their own ballista, it's funny. But if you heal, all the arrows fall out, right? Yeah. Yeah. How'd you make that shot? I'd really like to have a ranged weapon right now. If I stand about here, I think. Steady. Steady. See if the ballista will fire. Doesn't seem to want to. There's no ammo in this game, so... Okay, so I can take 2 hits from it then. It also does that. And I believe the projectile stays live as well. So it'll hit me again. Okay, there's another streak. You got off your stuck place, I see. Good for you. No? I don't know what is using my mana right now. Getting outplayed by this goblin. Okay. I can get a bit of intellect, a bit of agility, a bit of vitality is expensive. Get me out of there. You can also go into your menu, I believe, to wait out the coughing fit. Yeah, this is not a good place to be. Hello, yes, I'd like to play, thank you. But you gotta give credit that the enemies all do something interesting and different. play yet. Oh, and if anyone's wondering, oh wait, I'll finish the fight first. If anyone's wondering, no, this game is not modded. This just came out in 2004, so there's your answer there. Okay, so how this works is if you combine the right ingredients, you'll actually summon a creature, which I believe this is one of the spells. No, is that? No. Oh, maybe it's bone dust I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think it's bone dust. All right. There's some spells I don't think they ever show you the recipes for in the game. I don't know if they show you any of the recipes for the spells. It might be just experimentation, but there's some very powerful things you can summon in the game. Okay, so we've got a sword and then a beetle. Sword and a beetle. There we go. Now that looks like something that I could use. There's a light weapon as well. Okay. Slight penalty, but I think it'll be worth it. I'll just save game to look at the time on top of everything else, because if I tab out to look at the time, everything will break. Okay. So now you can, if you are specifically the elf, I believe, jump across that gap, because the elf and the ogre thing, that big ogre thing, are the best jumpers in the game. But I think it'll be easier, especially since I'm not a warrior class, I'm a celestial, to just walk around and go up. It's funny that they put mazes in a game with an auto map, but it was sort of a transition away from... This was one of the lead designers for the Wizardry series, if that seems familiar. I haven't played Wizardry, but... well, I've played a little bit of Wizardry 4 when I was a little kid, and I didn't understand it at all. I'd play it again in the future. Okay, now doesn't this summon a bunch of creatures when I open it or something? Okay, so the comb and the sword. There we go. Got some unknown armor. I had little names for everything so that I could... ah, there they are. So that I could remember. Like when it gets to like, 5 or 6 items at once and you have like a split second to press them all in order, it's very difficult. Because I would never upgrade. I'd do it for the fun of it, right? Like you have a 1% chance of success, and then you just have to hit them all lightning fast in a row. Every single symbol there was. And yeah, don't bother trying to fight everything, because you can't. Alright. Ow. That's a good start. But you also don't want to get surrounded, I guess. Oh boy. That is a lot of rats. Okay, hold up. Dang it. Am I dead? I'm dead. Okay. I didn't want to die. Can I use up my XP? Okay, so right now I have 1,500. If I press this... Yeah, I lost 9 strength, or did I go down to strength? And I should also have... Yeah, I lost all my advantage points. Yeah, my strength dropped by 1. So not something you want to have happen. Kind of an interesting idea, though, given that experience is always available. It's not like you'll run out. I saw a comment actually recently that said this game shares a lot of DNA with Dark Souls, which I thought was interesting. It came out before Dark Souls, but I thought that was an interesting take. Okay. So you dance through the doorway. Oh, yeah, and then you charge. Or you do this when they're about to shoot. Dodge! That did not work. Shield. Spell. Okay, that works too. Okay, and then get in there. Dodge! Alright, I gotta take out these bowmen first. Right, so... I guess in the meantime, I'll just disarm this chest. This chest. Okay, so we get one of you. Oh. Ow! Ooh, ow, ow, ow. Okay. You know, I don't think I've ever died in this game before. And now I've died twice. I think talking makes it quite a bit harder. Like, I only know about the Resurrect because I was reading about it earlier. And also there's a Resurrect spell. So I've never died in a way that makes you have to spend a point. Okay. I gotta click that, like, instantly. I think it's just my reflexes are dulled. How about this one? Ah, it's a little bit occupied. Okay. Yeah, could you? I need that potion. Yeah, thank you. Dodge, dodge. Yeah. Dodge, dodge, dodge. You don't have to fight these, by the way. And I'd probably be better off not doing so. But then I don't get the, what do you call it? The accolades. Of course, I think dying and succeeding doesn't make you a pro gamer. But you get a lot of experience for that if you don't die a bunch doing it. So it is kind of interesting because you can try to get a bunch of experience, but you're kind of gambling experience because you might lose it instead. I'd like to get my vitality back up. Because my hit points are quite low. Alright, let's do this properly this time. And also your stuff's going to slowly break, so you will get weaker and weaker if you just try to spam through a fight. Okay. Go. Go. Oh, third one? Wait, hang on. What happened there? Did I see the wrong symbol? Okay. No, I definitely got that one. Amazing. Alright, well on the plus side, nothing. I think I just need to admit that my injuries still haven't healed. And with that in mind, I should get the lockpicking skill if I want to pick locks. Alright. And you can just press shift to break these as well. So I'm pressing shift to break stuff while I'm picking stuff up. Okay, so we are now out of the sewers and into, I believe it's a theater. And I think that's where I will pause for the moment. And this will be where we really get to experience these spawns in this game. Alright, so I will see you, I guess, next time. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this yet, if it's going to be just a playthrough or I talk about it or what, but I'm going to wrap it up here either way, because my fingers, as evidenced by my lockpicking skills, getting tired. So, because if I was on full health, you know, I'd be easily able to get all these. I mean, see, look at that. That's when I put my focus into it. Crystal of Peace again. Cool. So now I can swap cooldowns there. Alright. So then, peace.